Hey guys, welcome back. I've been feeling under the weather, so that's part of the reason I haven't been on. And I've just been dealing with a lot of stuff. And then today, I went out to do a ritual to let go of some things, and there was molehill exactly where I was going to put this stuff. And I am a firm believer in if I am literally tripping over a natural symbol, uh, it means something. And then to confirm that, when I turned around and came to come back in, there was a molehill dug up around one of my lights. In fact, what I consider the main light. And I was like, okay. I mean, I'd seen some other animal signs today too. And it's kind of like the first day where it was kind of cold and wet out there. It's like cold, wet, and rainy. You know how it gets, well, maybe you don't get it where you live, but here it gets miserable some days in October. It's not properly winter, it's really not fall, it's miserable, is what it is. And kind of was like going a little nutty because I'd been in the house all day, and that's why I went outside a little bit. And I got the signs, and I'm thinking over them, and I'm thinking over like what Loki's been teaching me lately through some of the strange stuff that's been happening. And apparently, if you see a mole, even stranger stuff's gonna happen. So, I don't know. I might go out there and find a spaceship flying over, carrying a cow or something. I don't know. But it kind of let me know I'm going in the right direction with some personal issues and some stuff I'm dealing with. And it was confirmation. A lot of times, we should rely on our instincts. Those stories that start out, I knew better? Well, when you know better, know better. Don't make the mistake most human beings do of, nah, I'm not trusting my instincts. Trust your instincts. Your ancestors passed them down for a reason. And it was interesting too because I'd been really bored. I'd given up a lot of social media for my mental health and happiness. And so I've been digging around, and just, how, like, once you start digging on the internet, you come across stranger and stranger articles. And I came across this article about someone getting rid of Odin. And, they just never clicked with the All-Father. And it's none of my business that they, ended the relationship. Though Loki and I looked at each other and laughed hysterically, like, yeah, it's over, right? And if you happen to be the author, we're not trying to put a scare into you, but I call Loki Fox, and I call Odin the old fox. Like, if one's crafty, the other one's craftier. I don't know which one is worse. And, the person had actually, I think, stopped working with Odin because of Loki. And I looked at Loki, and Loki's like, I didn't do anything. And I'm like, yeah, that means you did everything. I know you by now. And it kind of made me laugh, because if you're not meant for Loki, if you're really not meant for him, you won't have the grace to take his teaching methods. And Loki is a trickster, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Trickster usually teaches us by showing us our shortcomings and letting us make the same mistake over and over, or whatever method he picks. What works for you is what he'll pick. He might not pick the same thing with you as he does with me, just to be clear. And I had some tricksiness going on lately, like, keys I don't even remember putting in my backpack were showing up, and I was locking myself out of the house, and I broke this old cup that, not even a cup, a Coke glass. You remember, a lot of you won't know what I'm talking about, but they used to give away these super fragile Coke glasses at a place called Denny's. They used to make a Coke float, and they used to give these away. And I'm sure, like, restaurants all over the world have given these away, but they're those super fragile Coke float glasses that if you look at them wrong, they'll shatter. Yeah, I had that one since, like, the 80s or 90s, and it broke. And I'm like, well, this sucks. And I just had some other stuff happen, and I'm like, ugh. What is Loki cleaning up? Because he's cleaning up something. And that can happen too, not to scare you, but sometimes when you work with the gods, they can do what I call taking a sacrifice, Lysantha is usually the biggest one to do that. If she needs the energy, something will just randomly break or go bad or something will happen, and you'll kind of get the sense that like all the goodness is gone from it. Whatever she was sparing you, you should be happy that she totally destroyed something. Loki's kind of the same way. Whatever he was sparing me from, just be thankful. All he did was break a glass, and the snafu with the keys and everything showed up. Now, that is not, as some people, judgmental Lokeans will say, blaming everything on Loki. Loki can use situations, whether you set them up or not, to teach you. And so I've been having fun. I've been going through and like deleting a lot of social media because I realized something. When I'm on depression medication, I really can't write. I really can't. I think I can. I think I'm like Shakespeare and Proust and Warton, like 15 different classic authors had a love child, and I'm it. That's how good I think I write. And I don't. So I finally like deactivated some accounts because I'm like, oh my god, I really suck when I'm on antidepressants. My writing really goes downhill. And so I was okay with letting go of it. And I let go of like my entire photography collection because I'd had an experience already where La Beast broke down and I lost all of my photography. They had to completely give me a whole new hard drive, so hundreds of photos went. And now I kind of treat my photography like it's an ephemeral thing. If I post some stuff for you guys on my Patreon, that's cool. Or if I use one for a background, that's cool. But I was never really doing anything with it. And I would just go back and look at it. Was some of it good work? Yeah. Some of it was, photographically speaking, and not, being overly proud of myself. Some of it was very nice edits. But that was the thing. It was just sitting there and I would look at it. It was just sitting there and I would look at it. It was not being useful, and I liked it because it was pretty, but at the same time, it wasn't adding anything to my life. It's not like I was going every day and looking at it. In fact, when I would go back and I would want to get rid of this photography collection, I would look at it and think, it's a shame I'm getting rid of this because this is so pretty, and yet I never looked at it until I was going to get rid of it. And then I thought, you know what? I can take more pretty photographs. I can take more stuff. I can do better edits. Because with this screen, I'm seeing the photographs completely different than the machine I edited them on. Excuse me. And it kind of let me know it was okay to let go of stuff. And unfortunately, the screen's a little too sharp. Like, if there's, like, a blurry photo on the Bing homepage, I'm, like, leaning forward, like, that is actually blurry. And so, yeah, it's both a blessing and a curse. So I was kind of able to go back through my own work objectively and think, you know what, some of this really is really nice. But if I had loved it that much, I should have made a print of it and framed it and put it up on my wall. Am I going to? No, because I don't want this in my house. Then, what do I want it for? So it was kind of liberating. And the mole kind of like was a signal to look at stuff and really look at it. Am I hanging on to artwork I'm proud of, or am I hanging on to the past? Am I hanging on to like a bunch of messed up emotions, or what am I hanging on to? And Loki could come in and kind of set up the situation so that you're ready to take the lesson. And it was weird, and apparently with mole, citing a mole, something else even more unusual might happen, but that's okay. At least I'm prepared. At least I got forewarning. It's just a little too cold to be out there walking, and if I say it's cold, it's cold. But and that's not being objective. I will walk in the ice and snow. So if I'm telling you it's like the kind of cold and miserable you can't be out there in, it's blech. So yeah, I've been banging off the walls a little bit, and that kind of almost made me want to reverse the decision. But luckily, locally, that's a new verb, boys and girls. You can't reverse the decision. You can't. And I'm actually glad. I'm actually glad. I'm like, it's actually like a huge burden off of me. Again, it was never one of those things where I felt like I had to be there and I had to be creating, but at the same time, it really didn't matter, it didn't mean anything. So I'm good. If I want to write so bad, I can go back to writing articles. I really can. Um, I don't think I will because it's just an easier medium for me to make a video and put it out. And I know I'm still not mentally back to where I was because like I said, I can write, but it's not good writing. It's like somewhere between Pat the Bunny and Twilight. So it's like somewhere on that spectrum. Maybe like Garfield comics. Maybe I'm like at that level, but a lot of it hasn't come back because I'm getting confused about what tense I should be in the middle of a sentence, and I've always done that, but it's like a little bit worse, and I can like feel my gears slipping, and I'm not quite there. The writer, too much of the writer is gone, if it was ever there to begin with, that I know it's not good writing. And I'm okay with that, and I'm actually kind of glad I don't have that burden either, because um if it's gonna fully come back, it will fully come back, and then you won't be able to stop me. It won't be me just sitting here fidgeting about it. You won't be able to stop me. I'll be back to writing and writing like 10 pages a day or something. So yeah, but at least the brain is like trying to wake up. And if I do photography, I will try to keep it to a minimum. And I will only have it on the Patreon, and it will just be kind of like a gift for you guys, because I'm really not one of those multi-talented people on YouTube that can do like 40 things. I can kind of do photography even though the camera's broke, and I can kind of sort of write anymore, but not really. But I am trying, guys. I am trying to like try to figure out entertainment to, make it worth being a patron. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.